Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Eternia.com. I'm your host AJ, and today I'm doing an unboxing and mini review of the Masterverse Masters of the Universe New Eternia MAN-E-FACES Wave 8 action figure. Now, before this, I did an unboxing of the Sorceress Revelation figure in this wave, and it ran a little long, so I'll try to keep this video a little more short and a little more sweet. And wow, what a sweet figure this is. It's not even out of the box, and I can tell that. But first, let's focus on that box. Once again, I wish I knew which artist to credit, but look at this glorious artwork on the packaging, on the spine, and on the back. Unfortunately, my packaging came a little crushed, but look at this brilliant artwork, right? And I love that both pieces here represent all 6 faces this figure comes with. He truly is MAN-E-FACES. Now this bio, oh wow, this bio might be my favorite part of the packaging, but I'm going to shelf it just for a minute. So let's first get this figure out of the box, shall we? So here he stands, the Masterverse New Eternia MAN-E-FACES figure, and he looks outstanding. Now, I usually save a figure's accessories towards the end of the video review, but this figure demands otherwise that I discuss them first, starting with this gun. Now, when I first pulled out this orange gun of MAN-E-FACES, my reaction is this gun is huge. But then the corner of my eye caught something in the packaging, and look at this. There's instructional artwork in the gray cardboard insert of the figure. And this is new, right? This is the first time I've ever seen this before. This should have been actually in the frosted packaging to explain her hair color change action feature. And unless I'm wrong, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, this is the first Masterverse figure that has this sort of instructional imagery. And I like it. So according to these instructional pictures, the gun is huge because we're supposed to use it to change MAN-E-FACES' appearance. Now let me try using my fingers. Yeah, that's really difficult. I can't even move it. Yeah, that's a struggle. But if we use this gun like a socket wrench, there you go. From human to robot to monster. So in this case, there is more faces to choose from. So let's pop off MAN-E-FACES helmet and see if we can pop off these faces. Let's remove all 3. Now let's take these faces out of this case, this MAN-E-FACES trunk. And these new faces snap in like so. And look at these faces, very cool. And we put the helmet back on, and how great is that? That is really brilliant. We have a skull face, not to be confused with Skeletor or Scareglow. Next, we have what some suggested is Keldor's face. And then finally, we have the Ultimate Warrior, or Zartan from G.I. Joe. I'm not sure, but it's definitely cool looking. Now, if you're saying this isn't the MAN-E-FACES I grew up with, you ain't lying. But what's possibly the most fascinating aspect about this new Eternia interpretation of MAN-E-FACES is each face represents now a different individual with different thoughts and different personalities and rationalizations. Think Tuvar and Badra, who make up Too Bad. It's not the same person. They're arguing personalities. And that's this figure. So let's read the bio now. When Castle Grayskull shattered New Eternia. Castle Grayskull shattered New Eternia? What could that be about? The mind of an adventurer shattered with it. Now known as MAN-E-FACES, his curse forces him into faces of many beings, from human to monster to robot, each with its own memory and agenda. Little does he know, the combined memories of his many faces are the map for restoring Eternia to glory. Wow. Now, isn't that wild? I really hope they explore this fascinating new Man-E-FACES lore in the upcoming Masterverse comic from Dark Horse. Consider me very intrigued. So I stored these spare faces into Man-E-FACES trunk case. And what's really cool is this case can actually snap on Man-E-FACES back. Look at that. I mean, how cool is that? And to close out all of these accessories is a additional set of hands, a pair of fists. So the paint apps on this figure is really well done. And I just love the bright orange. And as we were going through the faces before, they did a really great job with the paint apps on these faces. And there's 6 of them. And as far as I can tell, there's no drastic sign of, a sloppy application. Now, except for the head mobility, I mean, you're not going to get much articulation from this big, helmeted head, as you would expect. The articulation on the rest of this figure is really fantastic, just like most of the Masterverse figures. So, wow, right? I really think we have another winner here. And what a price. When this figure was first announced, with its mechanics and its 6 faces with 6 separate paint apps, I had just assumed this was a deluxe figure at that higher tier pricing. And it wasn't until I believe someone, maybe in Facebook, in our Facebook group, or someone on Instagram, a fellow fan, pointed out that the pre-order was actually at a basic price. And, my mouth dropped because this is a terrific figure for a basic wave release. And I really can't recommend this figure enough. And I can't wait to put it on my shelf. And maybe I'm going to put it next to Sorceress and Zodak, because those are 2 key figures in the upcoming Masterverse comic and the new Eternia storyline. And I can't wait to read that 4 anthology series and hopefully, fingers crossed, find out what's the deal with Castle Grayskull and how is Man-E-FACES entwined with that, and what are these personalities like? It's so good. And I'm just loving this new interpretation of the Motu lore, and I'm loving these Masterverse figures, and I enjoy bringing these reviews to you, and hopefully you have enjoyed them too. So that's about it. Once again, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.